Football Focus exclusive, Chelsea big news. Reece James shocks fans with Champions League admission before Bayern clash. Subscribe to our channel to get daily Liverpool breaking news and analysis through voice. Listen to the news and let us know what kind of news you want in the comments. Let's get started. Chelsea captain Reece James has never been one to shy away from the big stage, and as the Blues prepare for their Champions League return against Bayern Munich, his words echo the hunger of a player desperate to carve his name deeper into the club's modern history. The 25-year-old right-back, who was part of the triumphant Chelsea side that lifted the European Cup in Porto in 2021, now finds himself not just as a key player, but as the leader entrusted with guiding a new generation back to the summit of European football. James spoke candidly about the upcoming clash, calling Bayern Munich a, quote, European giant, and admitting that Chelsea's opening group game at the Allianz Arena will be nothing short of, quote, super tough. Yet behind those words lies a steely determination and a sense of unfinished business. The Champions League for James is not just a competition, it is a proving ground, a stage where legacies are forged and leaders are born. This match carries significance beyond the obvious challenge of facing a Bayern side stacked with talent. For Chelsea, this is about re-establishing themselves at the very top of European football. The Blues may have claimed the UEFA Conference League and Club World Cup last season, but those achievements, while commendable, do not carry the weight of the Champions League. To win in Europe's elite competition is to stamp authority on the continent. For James, who now wears the captain's armband, the challenge is personal as much as it is collective. When Chelsea last stood on the pinnacle of European glory in 2021, James was one of the youngest members of the starting 11. His man-of-the-match performance against Manchester City highlighted his defensive discipline, athleticism, and composure under immense pressure. Now, 4 years later, he shoulders responsibility as the captain leading his side through a grueling league phase that includes not just Bayern, but the likes of Barcelona, Benfica, Naples, and Ajax. Every fixture reads like a battle of giants, and Chelsea know that their path to the knockouts will demand consistency, resilience, and moments of brilliance. Bayern Munich present the ultimate first test. With Harry Kane, Luis Díaz, and Michael Olise spearheading their attack, the German champions boast firepower capable of dismantling any defense in Europe. Kane, familiar to James from countless battles in the Premier League, will be eager to make his mark against English opposition in Bayern colors. Luis Díaz brings flair, unpredictability, and a directness that forces defenders onto the back foot, while Olise's creativity and control in tight spaces add yet another dimension. But James is confident in Chelsea's ability to match Bayern stride for stride. He points to the blend of youth and experience that manager Enzo Maresca has at his disposal. The likes of Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Christopher Nkunku, and Cole Palmer provide attacking thrust and midfield solidity, while the defensive pairing of Levi Colwill and Wesley Fofana offer youthful exuberance alongside his own leadership at the back. Maresca, who guided Chelsea back to Champions League qualification with tactical clarity and a clear playing identity, will relish the opportunity to test his side against the best. James admitted that captaining Chelsea in the Champions League is something I dreamt of, and the significance is not lost on him. From the Cohom Academy to lifting Europe's biggest prize, his journey is a reflection of the club's modern story, built on youth, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of success. Quote, having been here a while now, and seeing the change and how we've had to adapt, we're in a good position. James said, alluding to the transformation Chelsea have undergone in recent seasons. That transformation has not been easy. The turbulence of managerial changes, fluctuating form, and the rebuilding of the squad left Chelsea in a transitional state. But last season's triumphs in the Conference League and Club World Cup suggested a foundation had been laid, one that Maresca has now built upon to elevate Chelsea back into the Champions League. For James, the hunger to go further is fueled by his experience of success in 2021. He knows what it takes to win, and he believes this squad, despite its youth, has the same ingredients. Quote, they know what it takes, James admitted, but so do we. Those words resonate with confidence. Chelsea aren't coming to the Allianz Arena to make up the numbers. They're coming with intent, with a point to prove and with a captain who understands both the pressure and privilege of leading his side into the fiercest of battles. The Champions League is unforgiving. There are no easy games, and Chelsea's group is a gauntlet of challenges. After Bayern, they face Benfica, Ajax, Qarabağ, Barcelona, Atalanta, Palfos, and Napoli. Each opponent brings its own threats, and James knows the margin of error is razor thin. But Chelsea thrive under pressure. History has shown that the Blues often find their best form in Europe when expectations weigh heaviest. As the Allianz Arena prepares to host two of Europe's heavyweight clubs, all eyes will be on James. His leadership, his ability to marshal his defense, and his influence going forward will be pivotal. Bayern will attack relentlessly, but James has the qualities to hold the line and inspire those around him. His bombing runs down the right flank, his pinpoint deliveries, and his tactical awareness could be decisive in turning defense into attack. The clash with Bayern is more than a game. It is a statement opportunity. Win, and Chelsea immediately announce themselves as contenders. Lose, and questions will surface about whether this squad is ready to take the next step. For James, however, the mission is clear: to bring back the era of European dominance to Stamford Bridge. He has tasted victory before, and he is hungry for it again. In the build-up, Bayern's confidence has been evident, but James's words cut through with quiet defiance. He knows the pedigree of the opposition, but he also knows Chelsea's strength. The Champions League has always been about moments, and in a game where margins are thin, one tackle, one pass, or one goal could define the narrative. James is determined that it will be Chelsea's story that unfolds in Munich. As the whistle blows on Wednesday night, the Allianz Arena will see two teams with rich European pedigrees collide. For Chelsea, this is the beginning of a journey filled with challenges, but with a captain like Reece James leading from the front, belief is growing that this could be the season where the Blues reclaim their place among Europe's elite. For James, this is more than football, it is destiny, and he is ready to embrace it.